Hi there. I'm going to be taking you through a quick demonstration of the NHS Quit Smoking app. This is a first time user, so this will be someone who has recently installed the app and will go through the initial onboarding process before going through. So we have a couple of onboarding screens to kind of tell you about what is going on in the app itself. So around supporting you every day and tracking your progress before you kind of kick off your journey. As with the rest of the portfolio, we'll need you to accept the terms and conditions before you can go any further forward. We then ask a little bit about yourself, so this can be skipped or users can kind of give part information or full information. It's completely up to them. So we ask for their name to be able to personalise the app further down the line, your sex, and their age. I'll skip for now. We then go on to ask around their smoking habits, so whether they smoke cigarettes, roll-ups, or both. For this example, I'll just have cigarettes. We then ask you how many you smoke a day and how much a normal pack of 20 costs you. We then ask you if you'd like to receive notifications. This is key for later down the line, as we use notifications as one of our strategies to help push you in the right direction at the right sort of time. So I'll say yes. We then ask if you'd like to nominate a Quit Buddy. This is able to kind of share information with someone to help you along your journey of becoming smoke-free. So you can add any name or kind of mum, for example, here, and then set up now. We can then create a little bit of shareable content which you can share via your favourite messaging platform. I will just close this for now, and I'll do this later. We then ask around your motivations, so we can kind of get a bit of an understanding of the reasons why you want to stop smoking, whether that's a health scare, to improve your health, or to be around loved ones for longer. I'll say recovering from a health scare. You've also got the option here to add your own motivation. So if you want to be really specific, you can come in here, write in a little description, and even add a photo as well. But for now, I'll just keep with this standard. And then this final screen here, basically, we want to know whether you're using any other types of nicotine replacement therapies, so whether that's vapes or whether you're going to go it alone and going cold turkey. This will give us the information that we need to know what sort of journey you're on. So I'm going to say yes, and we get the congratulations, you're ready to kind of start your journey in the app. So obviously the part of the app we ask you if you smoked that day, and this will be what we kind of track your progress on. It's important that we know this right from the start, because we need to know whether we start your journey tomorrow, if you've already smoked today, whether you can start, or even if you want to start it back in the past. So, for example, you might have already been kind of smoke-free for a week, and you want to make sure that you can track this progress in here. So then you're able to do that. So I'll say no, and then this is where you can set the time. So you're able to edit that if you needed to, but I'm going to start today. So what we have here is some badges once you kind of have got to certain milestones. So starting the journey is a milestone, so we can share this with your friends. And again, you can use all your different kind of favourite messaging platforms here as well. What you've got here is your progress screen. This basically is your initial dashboard and kind of tells you kind of how far along the journey you are, how much money you've saved in that period based on the information you've given us in onboarding, and then like your streaks and things like that. And you can also see if you've achieved any new badges from this little carousel at the top. If I scroll down, you have your weekly guides. So the idea is to get the users to 28 days smoke-free. The evidence there being, obviously, you are 5 times more likely to quit for good if you can quit for 28 days. So on week 1, we can break that down and have a little bit of copy in there and specific missions for you to try and achieve that week. Then I go down, so this is where all your motivations will be stored, so you can have more than one and they'll all be stored here as well, even your custom ones, and we'll show the images there. If we come down to beat the cravings, this is a little bit of a carousel just to kind of go through some options that you could try. So we have our play Conda, listen to some music, kind of minty fresh. But if I go into the Conda game really quickly, this is a game that we've got for distractions from all your cravings. So basically you can play Conda, and it's basically Snake, and you're able to kind of use this for the couple of minutes while you've got a craving to hopefully kind of tie you over until you've that craving has passed. I'll come out of this now. What we then do is we will ask you whether this has helped reduce your cravings, and this then helps us know whether the game is a good technique, whether it's been useful for users and we should build more of this sort of content, or whether we should focus our areas on other ideas. We've actually found that around 75% of people have actually said that this did help, which has been really great to see that this feature is working. If we go a bit further down, we have success stories. So this is new into the app. It's basically adding in testimonials. So when a user has reached the 28 days, we'll then ask them to kind of give us a bit of a testimonial, and they'll be stored here. And what they'll also do is you will only see testimonials from the same type of age range that you have submitted in the onboarding screen, unless you haven't given us that information, in which case we will give you default. You can see here we have you a bit of a carousel showing different testimonials, or you can view all stories and kind of have a little look through. Go to the next section here. What we've also added is been allowing you to add in your own custom tips and tricks. So we have a tips section in the app, but they might not necessarily be or work for you, whereas this allows you to kind of add your own in if you know what works best. So you can add in your own tip, give it a title, a description, even add a photo, and then add it. This will just be for you personally, but we will store this information in our CMS, and if we can see some patterns arising, we can then put those tips into everyone's tips within the app. If we go into the progress screen here, so what you have here is we will get this once a week, basically asking the users how they feel, and depending on what they select, they will get a different bit of content. So I've just started my journey, so I feel great, and that's great. It's good to know you're doing well, and we kind of add a little bit of motivation in there as well. And again, you can share this with anyone or your Quit Buddy to show your buddies how you are getting on your journey. So we have your savings here. So this is basically a breakdown of how much you've saved over the period of you being smoke-free. Obviously, I've just started, so it won't be very high, but you have a breakdown of how much it is per pack, per cigarette, and then how much you've saved, and then how much that is per week as well. You also have your health section here. So this basically breaks down kind of day by day, kind of the differences that are happening in your body from not smoking. So we have day 1 all the way through to day 28. We have your tips here, which I've just mentioned. So you can view all here, and it's distraction ideas, kind of need to relax, some different tips in there. And at the bottom, if you've added some custom ones, that's where you'll see them. You've also got your badges. So we have 4 different categories. We have a time-based one, your health, so based on what I've just showed you previously, how much money you've saved, and then engagement as well. So this will be things like setting up a Quit Buddy, playing the Conda game, how many articles you read, and things like that. If we go into diary, this basically allows you to set some custom notifications of when you will need help the most. So for example, if you have a wedding coming up and you want to get help on that day, you can go on the 6th, I've got a wedding, set the date and time that you want to be. So I know 6 o'clock is the main time that I used to smoke, and you can set a reminder and we'll notify you a little bit of motivation at that time to help you kind of get past any cravings and hopefully stay smoke free. We have your streak record there, which is basically the longest period of time you've stayed not smoking, as we know that there's often around 1.5 to 2 lapses per user. We have a breakdown of missions for you to complete, which again is either in the weekly guides, or you can see the full selection here, and then some articles. If you go into the Discover section, this is where the main content is, and we have loads of different articles for you to read based on different categories. So we have a featured articles, kind of getting started, when to quit, all different areas. Set my date for a week in the future, just to kind of give you a bit of an overview of some of the shareable content that we now kind of package together. If I now open the app a week later, I'll get the same have you smoked since last saw you? I will say no. And here we are. So you've been smoke free for 8 days. I've saved £96. I've done 0 missions and earned 14 badges. Now I can share this with a Quit Buddy. So again, package that up and send it via your favourite messaging platform, or I can close it and carry on with the app. So if I'm to show you the lapse journey where the user resets, so if I answer yes, what we have here is a bit of a breakdown. So it's okay, you're only human. We show you some testimonials to try and give you, show you some motivation around people that have actually kind of quit and your age range as well. You can scroll down. We ask you, when was the last time you smoked? So if I just say yesterday, continue, and then we have this little bit of a breakdown of how you've done in your last quit attempt. So how much you saved, and then a little bit around your health, how your health has improved over that period as well. So this user's quit for 8 days, and it kind of goes through that little bit of a mission there, and then ready to go. And then what you do is you'll get reset and back to kind of day one on your quit attempt journey. What we've got here is a user who is about to graduate, so go past the 28 days. So I'll kind of show you that journey now. So have I smoked since you last saw you? No. And then we have this little bit of a celebration moment. So some confetti, you did it. You went 28 days without smoking. Little bit of the kind of evidence base there. You lasted 32 days so far. How much you've saved, how many badges you've completed, how many quit attempts it took you, how many articles you've read, and kind of like your high score and Conda and things like that. So you're able to share this again. So we will package a bit of information, and you can use your favourite messaging platform to send that out to your Quit Buddy or to anyone you want to share it with. And we can also ask you to leave your recommendations. So this is where we get those testimonials from which you've seen in the previous journeys. So basically ask you for a name, title, and then your experience in the app, and then for you to accept it that you're happy for us to use this in the app itself. Once you've added it, that will then get sent to our CMS, which we will then to select which ones get published into the carousels and things like that.